was to kill my family, and then kill myself, and I would become God.
Carl here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. Horror movie review time. And hey kids, do you enjoy cliche-ridden found footage horror movies? If so, Mr. Creep and writer-director Isaac Rodriguez has exactly what you need. Beth, played by Amber Lee Solius, Val, played by Shaila Payne, John, played by Ali Al-Kafaji, and Dave, played by Thomas Burke, are friends and students who have decided to do a class project on a series of disappearances stretching over a couple of decades. Val, who has an obsession with serial killers, believes these disappearances are connected to the legend of Mr. Creep, a serial killer who killed over reportedly 200 people and broadcasted videos of his victims' final moments. Mr. Creep was caught eventually. We actually cut to scenes of him being interrogated constantly throughout the movie and given the death penalty. However, legend says that his broadcasts continue to this very day. Ooh, spooky. Of course, the source of the broadcasts are easily tracked down by the characters. It is this kind of quick conveniences that takes you completely out of Mr. Creep's story, even if the snappy pace is welcome, as Mr. Creep is only about an hour long. This fast-paced storytelling means it's not long before their digging uncovers dark secrets and a suggestion that the legend of Mr. Creep might just live on. Is it supernatural or is it somebody else continuing his work? Now, while I was harsh at the opening of this review, I will say, as far as found footage horrors go, Mr. Creep isn't one of the worst. There are way worse found footage horrors out there, even though it falls into some of the more obvious pitfalls that come with that style of horror, such as characters filming regardless of the terror they face. Where it comes apart is with the amount of general horror cliches it employs. You could make a drinking game out of the cliches this movie has and be wasted by the time the end credits roll. Bear in mind, it's an hour. However, that's a little bit more passable, purely because of the lack of padding and the lack of time wasted. Although again, that in itself causes some issues with the characters who have no development beyond their names and roles. Do not expect to care about a single person or their fate, as there's nothing to hold onto here. So, it's a horror movie, you kind of want to know, does Mr. Creep manage to at least elect some frights? Surprisingly, there are just one or two moments where the tension is ratcheted up just a nice notch, and some of the footage has an atmospheric creepiness to it. Nothing to scream about, but welcome in what is a below average found footage horror movie. You've seen this type before, you've seen it 1,000 times before, so you're kind of already going to know if you're going to enjoy it or not. If you're like me and you kind of see a new found footage movie or modern one you haven't checked out yet, you're kind of automatically drawn to it, because even though I have a pre-existing dislike of that style, I'm always looking to have my mind changed. When it has been changed with some incredible found footage movies, I've always been so happy about it. And so I go in, just like I do to Mr. Creep, thinking, what if it's one of those? What if I think this is just spectacular and I love it and they do everything I like and I can look past the cliches and issues and just enjoy a great horror movie? That is not Mr. Creep. Unfortunately, it is every bit the found footage horror that you would expect it to be. But I do think what I've said might give you pause and enough reasons to maybe check it out, bearing in mind it's an hour long. That's a really important aspect. I don't think it's a good movie. I don't think most people would think it's a good movie, but I've seen worse. What do you reckon? You got any thoughts on it? You know what to do? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?